guys, so it's now Monday, which means it's the start of a new week, so it's the start of a new reading vlog. Now today I am ironically not doing any reading, and not because I'm watching Daredevil, because I have actually finished Daredevil Season 3 as of Saturday, and it was amazing. I'm utterly in love with Daredevil. Like, I was in love with him anyway, but this season is possibly the best season Netflix has ever done, ever. And I'm totally in love with it, and it's just absolutely fantastic. That last shot of Dex had to be screaming really quite loudly, and then that last bit with Matt and Foggy and Karen was just absolutely fantastic and hit me right in the feelings. It's amazing. I love it, and I'm now going to shut up about Daredevil, because I know I've been talking about it a lot in the last few reading vlogs, so I'm now going to shut up and actually get on with something. Because this week, I actually have client work to do. It was amazing, because all my meetings are now starting to pay off, because I've now actually got a client, so yay! So that means I am rewriting her website, and possibly also making those changes. At the moment she's not quite sure, so I'm going to go through and sort of give her some suggested changes to it and see if I can rework it and make it a bit more dynamic. And I've also got to write a social media plan for her as well, and then I'm also in the middle of a consultation with somebody else to possibly finish off their website and do their social media. And also I may have to do more work with the Kent Foundation as well, who I've been having the most meetings with. I don't know yet. I've got to send off the blog post I wrote for them and see what they are with the whole website thing and all the rest of it, so fingers crossed on that front. But now, considering I actually have work to do for this website rewrite, I am going to kick on some music and get on with it, because I'm actually having to leave at about 10 to 4 today to get into town to go watch Venom with my mum. So I've got to get on with it now, because it's 5 to 11, which means I have about 4.5 hours to get this done. So I'm going to get on with it, and then hopefully I'll finish it today, which means I can start Skulduggery Pleasant tomorrow, and as well as Nano prepping, because NaNoWriMo starts literally in like 10 days, and I am not prepared in the slightest. So I've got 10 days basically to absolutely smash out some words, get back into the swing of writing again, and just get my ideas straight in my head. So I'm quite busy this week. I'm not going out apart from to see Venom, but I've still got a lot to do. So fingers crossed, pray for me that I get this done today, so then I can get on with everything else for the rest of the week. Or at least if I have enough time to get on and do a lot of stuff for the rest of the week. Even if I don't finish it today, I'm hoping I finish at least 75% of it, so I can really get on tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Fingers crossed. So I'm trying to get on at the moment, and for the third time this month, we've had some phone call from some automated service trying to tell me that they're going to cut off the internet in 24 hours or 48 hours unless we do something. And it's like, kindly go away. A, I'm trying to work. B, it's a scam. C, get off my phone. I'm so annoyed with it, and it's like, go away! What did I do to get all of these phone calls every 5 minutes about the sodding internet getting, like, cut off? Because it's clearly not. Because it's never happened. So why do I constantly get these phone calls? Like, shove off. Seriously, just go away. It's now 2:30, and I have now finished my website rewrite. I've done some emailing, and I've now had lunch. So I'm thinking I'm going to spend the next hour on YouTube, and then I've got to make a move. It's been a pretty productive morning, I guess you could say, because I mean, I have just done this entire website rewrite, and it took me a shorter amount of time than I was expecting. Admittedly, it is just the first draft that I'm going to send off, see what they say, then come back, rewrite it. But I think I did a pretty damn good job there in quite a short amount of time, and I didn't really rush it that much, which I'm quite happy about. I could write my Daredevil review, but I think I may actually write that tomorrow, because quite frankly I can't be bothered to type anymore. So I think I'm just going to sit and watch YouTube if my laptop allows me. It's having a moment where, like, constantly the sound will continue as the picture stops, so I can hear a video, I just can't watch it half the time unless I change with the pixel numbers or whatever it's called So it goes down from like 720 down to 480, then I go down to 360, then back up again and all over the place, and then refresh about 4 times, and then I can finally get through a video that's more than 10 minutes long, which is really, really infuriating, quite frankly. So I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get there, maybe I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Right, so I'm now on my way out because I have finished for the day and it's now 10 to 3, so I need to get going so I can get to the bus and get into town so I can go see Venom. I've got a video uploading at the moment. Hopefully that'll be done by the time I get back, fingers crossed, so then I can just make it public and all the rest of it when I get home. I have also sorted out some stuff with my client. I've done some emailing. I've done a lot today, so I'm quite happy with myself, so I'm now going to get going. So I will see you guys tomorrow. It's now Tuesday. I went to see Venom last night. Really quite enjoyed it. It was still a sort of 3 out of 5 star movie for me. I'm still not totally in love with it, if I'm completely honest, but I quite enjoyed it. It was a nice way to spend an evening with my mum, but now it is now 11:30 basically on Tuesday and it's time to get some reading done. I've spent my morning catching up on booktube videos and doing some emails to some of my clients and stuff. It's now Tuesday. I went to see Venom last night. Really quite enjoyed it. It was still a sort of 3 out of 5 star movie for me. I'm still not totally in love with it, if I'm completely honest, but I quite enjoyed it. It was a nice way to spend an evening with my mum, but now it is now 11:30 basically on Tuesday and it's time to get some reading done. I've spent my morning catching up on booktube videos and doing some emails to some of my clients and stuff, but now it is finally time to start Dark Days. I'm so excited to start reading this. I'm seriously excited. I haven't actually picked these up in nearly a year, and like the last one, the Faceless Ones, left it on such a cliffhanger, and then I kind of put it off until I got the big box set with all the new covers, so I didn't have to pause and wait for it for a bit and then have like 2 mismatching covers, which would have really annoyed me. But now that I've got the covers, I then put it off for a while for reasons, but now I am finally here. It is time to get back into the magic, the necromancy, the skeleton detectives, and everything that is pure Halloween, and I cannot wait. So I'm going to get right into this and I will update you with what I think later. One thing I have to say I really love about Skulduggery Pleasant is always these drawings on all of the first letters of every chapter. I love them and they all change depending on who you're on about, and I just really love that detail. It's one of my favourite things to have in a book. It just sort of makes me happy and I don't really know why. I just really like the designs on this one, so I thought I'd point it out, to be honest. I'm now 46 pages in, which is 6 chapters, and I am actually really enjoying this. I knew I would, but at the same time, I can't believe I've waited this long. I am slightly confused at points because they're mentioning people from previous books and I'm going, which one was that? Because it's been a year, but at the same time I'm sort of catching up quite well and I'm really enjoying it. But the thing is, it's now 12:30 and I'm probably going to start getting hungry soon, but I've got nothing in for lunch, which means I've actually got to leave the house to go down to Sainsbury's, and I really don't want to because it's really cold outside and I really don't want to leave my nice warm house. I'm going to have to go, aren't I? I'm actually going to have to go outside. Oh, that's not going to be fun. Managed to write my blog post, had an email from someone that means I'm going to probably have to rewrite another blog post I wrote last week, but I can manage that quite easily as soon as he comes back to me with what exactly he wants. And now I'm actually going to give actual writing a go without any sort of inspiration for me, and I'm just going to try and get something down because I guess writing something is better than writing absolutely nothing. So I'm going to give it a shot, see how it goes, and then I'm going to continue on with Skulduggery Pleasant. The plan is to get at least, say, 200 words done, because that's quite not an easy task, but sort of a reachable goal, and then I'm going to continue reading this. My goal is to get to at least 100 pages of this today, possibly more, fingers crossed more. I mean, I am 46 pages in now, so I reckon I can definitely get to 100 pages or 150 pages by the end of the day, but who knows, I'll see how things go. But I'll update you again, see how I get on, and we'll go from there. I wrote 700 words. I wrote 741 words of fiction for the first time in like 2 weeks, and I am ecstatic with that. I'm so happy. I swore I wasn't going to be able to do it, and I did, and I'm so happy, and I'm hoping that this can continue for the rest of this week, next week, and all the way through November. Fingers crossed, pray for me, but I'm getting there. It's a perfect start. I'm so happy. Yes! And now to get on and carry on reading this. I'm so happy. Yes! I just got to page 95 and something just happened. And if it's real and this person doesn't survive, I'm going to hunt Derek Landy down. She's not my favourite character, but I really like her. And after the previous books killing off of a character I really liked, if this one dies as well, Derek Landy, I'm coming for you. I'm officially 133 pages into Skulduggery Pleasant Dark Days, and I'm going to leave it here for today because we're sort of at a nice moment that isn't properly cliffhangery, but now that the main sort of thing has been resolved and now we're going on to a bit more the bigger overarching storyline of the book, I'm going to leave it here because I'm not cliffhangery, so I don't have to be on the edge of my seat until I pick it up again tomorrow. So it's a good place to stop, but I have to say I am so glad I'm back in this world again. I have missed this world so much. I didn't even realise how much I missed Skulduggery Pleasant until I picked this up. I absolutely adore this series. There's only one thing I'm slightly worried about here, and that is Valkyrie and Fletcher, because Fletcher has just kissed Valkyrie and he clearly fancies her quite a lot, and Valkyrie's now 15, so that's getting into the more YA level of possible romance in here. And also China has also been speaking about how, luckily in her mind, the only person for Valkyrie is Skulduggery Pleasant because she's so in awe of him. Not in a romantic way at all, because he's like seriously old enough to be like her great grandfather, and that's just weird, and he's also a skeleton and she's 15. No, in a sort of way that he's sort of like an older father figure to her, I guess you could say, and that's the person she's only got room for in her life, and she doesn't have room for anybody else. So I'm kind of hoping that continues and we don't get a romance here, because I'm not exactly fond of Fletcher, and I don't want a love story ruining my favourite series, because unless it's done like Kel and Lila or like Kaz and Inej, I don't want to know, and I'm slightly scared. But fingers crossed this goes well and it doesn't turn into like some sort of big romancy love story thing, judging by the spines that are on the rest of the box set. It's not going to go down that route, but I don't actually know, so I'm slightly worried, but here's hoping. Here is very much hoping. Either way though, I am really enjoying this. I'm really intrigued and can't wait to read more tomorrow. So it's now Wednesday morning. I didn't read anything more last night, like I said, because I was leaving it because this ended on a, not cliffhanger, but like a nice normal bit before the action really kicks off, so I left it where it was. So today I'm going to continue reading this. I've also got to film a book haul because I have quite a few books to haul. I think it's about 20 books, I think, in the end that I've got to haul now. So I'm going to film that video and do the washing. I don't know if you can hear the washing machine, but it's doing its final spin at the moment, and after that's done and I've hung it all out, I'm going to be continuing reading Dark Days. I'm also waiting on a couple of emails from clients, but obviously I don't know when those are coming through, so I can't really do anything until they've actually emailed me, so I'm just going to read and film and do the washing until they email me back. And that is just generally my plan for the day. I just got to chapter 20 of this, which is called The Zombie Horde, and it's all just starting to get into the big sort of overarching storyline that I know is going to go through the next few books, and I'm kind of cringing because I know what Darkess is and everything. I know because I've seen spoilers, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much worse than they're thinking right now. And it's quite fun, but at the same time I'm sort of cringing already because I know that bad things are going to happen, which is kind of fun, but at the same time I'm sitting there going, oh god, this is going to end up really bad for like Valkyrie, and everything is ridiculous. But I'm seriously loving this book. And the thing is that it's just reminding me as well, because we've just found out that someone's pregnant in this book, and it's really quite funny because we actually found out last night that my cousin's fiancée is pregnant, and it was a weird moment because my other cousin got married back in August, and I kept on having these, like, visions of my aunt crying because she knew she was going to become a grandparent at the wedding. And while there was no announcement at the wedding, it turns out that my other cousin's fiance, was actually pregnant at the time, and I somehow had some sort of vision of this, and I knew someone was going to be pregnant at the wedding. I didn't know who, but I had visions that, like, someone was going to be pregnant at the wedding and my aunt was going to become a nan, and that happened. Like, weird moment. It's quite fun. I haven't had a psychic moment like that in a few years now, but that was really weird, and knowing that there's psychics and stuff in this is just sort of freaked me out slightly, and also made me feel a bit more like Valkyrie and the rest of the characters in this, which I really quite like, if I'm completely honest. I just had lunch and I've just filmed my new video, which is a book haul, and it was over a half an hour long. So I'm going to have real good fun editing that later. But does anybody else get really hot when they film, like, really start overheating? Because I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I start filming, after about 5-10 minutes, I start getting really, really warm. And I'm just a bit like, why am I feeling like this? And it just happens. Every single time I film a video sitting down there, where all of my books are, when I'm here, I'm fine. When I'm down there, really hot. No idea why. Anybody else get that, or is it just me? Okay, so I've now finished the washing. The last lot is now going through the tumble dryer. I have written something which I'm really, really quite happy with. And I've also managed to do some filming today. It's over half an hour long. I'm not touching the edit on that today. And so I'm going to carry on reading this now. And really quite excited, quite frankly. There's a lot going on. And I'm like, yes, give me more. So I'm going to get right back into this again. I've now made it to page 336 of this book, and I'm going to give up for the day because I've just gone to a bit, again, where loads of actions happen, but now it's calmed down again, so now we're sort of heading towards the big final battle of the book, and that's going to be like an all blowout thing that I'm not going to want to put down, and considering it's now 25-6, I'm going to give up for the day and read the rest of it tomorrow and just smash it out, I think. But really, I'm really enjoying this book still. I'm going to give it certainly a 4 stars. There are times where I'm going, wait, who is this? As I'm reading, but that may be just because I've forgotten, because it's been a year since I read the previous one or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm having a few problems remembering who's who in some cases, and I'm quite surprised how dark this is compared to the first 3. Like, the first 3 were sort of mildly violent, mildly scary, but this one's actually getting really quite dark in places and talking about proper necromancy and stuff, which is really quite weird. I'm really enjoying it and I'm really liking the dark turn, but it sort of took me a bit by surprise in the end. So yeah, that's going to be interesting going forward as a series, because I kind of know where this is going, but I kind of don't know where this is going, if you know what I mean. I know, like, major plot spoilers, but I don't know the exact, like, how it's gonna go and how it all ends. So I'm really, really interested in this, and I cannot wait to actually finish this tomorrow and then start the next one next week. It's now Thursday morning, and I am now editing this week's video, which is my book haul, and I've already slightly buggered it, because it turns out that my camera can only film for about 25 minutes before it then splits off and makes a new video, so it cut out like 10 seconds worth of footage, and I was in the middle of a sentence, so I've had to cut it out and sort of fiddle with it to try and make it look more coherent. And it's like, I was talking about my favourite episode of Doctor Who here, because I was hauling a Doctor Who book. Never mind. Basically, what I was trying to say, in case you were wondering, is that Blink is my favourite episode of Doctor Who to ever exist. I found it terrifying, yet absolutely brilliant, and I constantly quote the wibbly wobbly timey wimey, like, quote at every available opportunity. I even have it on a t-shirt. I love it that much. I am just obsessed with that quote, basically. I'm just completely obsessed. So right now I'm halfway through finishing my edit for my video, and I'm just now waiting for this green bar to move and finish loading the rest of this video so I can actually finish editing it, because I can't do anything till this moves, because then it makes this go slightly weird, so I have to wait for this. And it's currently the only video editing software I can use on this laptop, and it's just really slow at the moment, and I'm not really enjoying it very much, so I may be here a while. Okay, so I've now edited my video. It took a bit longer than I was expecting it to, but I've now finished that. We've also now got an operation date for my mum's foot, which is the middle of November. Pray for me for Nano. That's going to be fun. And then I've now only got to read Skulduggery Pleasant, and then I think I'm done for the day. So I'm going to carry on reading that now. I've only got about 70 pages left. So here we go. Let's strap in and see what happens. I just finished Dark Days, and wow, that ending. That final line I knew was coming because I've seen spoilers in the spines give it away with Valkyrie on the sides, and it sort of shows what happens. But wow, I didn't expect it to be revealed like that, which was quite fun. But I absolutely really enjoyed this book, actually. I had a few moments where I was going, who are you? Because it's been a really long time since I read the last book. It's been literally a year since I last read Skulduggery Pleasant. So there were a few characters where I was like, who are you? And also, I wasn't a fan of Valkyrie and Fletcher getting together, because I don't really see the chemistry there. I can see that he really fancies her, but I don't really see her really fancying him. There's just something that I'm not quite clicking onto there. It may get better in the next book, because Valkyrie's only just really figured out that she fancies him, so it may get better in the next book. I don't know, but at the moment I'm a bit iffy on the romance, and I'm a bit like, can we just sort of save the world and fight and do magic, please, and not fall in love, because I'm not here for like falling in love storylines. But I'll see where this one goes, because I really enjoy this storyline anyway, and I really enjoy this entire world, and I'll see how it goes from here. But other than that, I really enjoyed this book. It was full of like twists and turns and great dialogue and everything, and I love seeing Skulduggery interact with everybody again. I really missed that kind of sass there, and I just really missed this world in the end. So I really enjoyed this book in conclusion, and I'm going to give it a 4 stars, I think, because I just really enjoyed it. Now that I've finished Skulduggery Pleasant, though, I'm now going to get some lunch, because it is 5 to 1, so I may as well get some lunch, and I'm probably going to start Messiah War now, which is the Deadpool and Cable comic, and then read AVX. I would read the next Skulduggery Pleasant book, Mortal Coil, but considering it's Thursday, I'm only going to get like halfway through it and then have to leave it for the weekend, and I hate doing that. So I'd rather read a couple of comic books now and just see where I go from there. So I'm going to possibly read some comic books, or I may just write for the rest of the day. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out after lunch. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's the fan of my laptop making that noise. It's only 6 months old as well. This ain't good. This really isn't good. I'm hoping I can at least limp it to, like, I'm not even finishing that sentence, but it's not supposed to make that noise after 6 months. It's supposed to make that noise after about 4 years. Eek. It's now Friday morning. I've just washed my hair, and I read absolutely nothing yesterday after I finished Skulduggery Pleasant. I literally read nothing. I just sat on YouTube for 2 hours because I'm mentally checked out for some reason. So today I am going to be reading Messiah War and then AVX. So really excited for it. And I think I may have made a mistake in not drying my hair, because it is freezing in this house and I'm sitting here with wet hair. So I don't think that's the best plan, but it'll dry eventually. So I'm just going to leave it because I can't be bothered to go all the way back upstairs again to go get my hairdryer and then dry my hair. I can't be bothered. So I'm just going to sit here basically and just read. So I'll take you along for that, and I'll see what I think of Messiah War. So it turns out this comic is actually about Cable and Hope, as Cable brings Hope up and time sliding through the future to avoid Bishop. And I didn't realise it was actually about that. And Deadpool's only turned up for like a couple of panels and I'm like, is he coming back? Because he's Deadpool and I really, really like Deadpool. Though at the moment he is wandering around with Wolverine and the X-Force. So I'm hoping they turn back up again so I can see more of them, because quite frankly I really like the X-Force and I really want to see Deadpool interact with them, because it's Deadpool v Logan and I have an almighty need to see them together, quite frankly. So I've had to bust out the blanket because it's so cold in here. But I've just finished Messiah War and I actually really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars in the end. It was really interesting to see what Cable was doing with Hope in the future and how they were time jumping everywhere to avoid Bishop, and it was really nice to see Apocalypse again, even though that he's a really bad person and stuff. I just really enjoy Apocalypse, to be honest, and it was really interesting to see how the X-Force worked with Deadpool quite a lot in this one, or at least tolerated Deadpool, because the X-Men just tolerate Deadpool. They don't actually like him. But it was really interesting to see what everyone was doing in the future, and it actually turns out I was supposed to read Messiah War before I read Second Coming. But I read Second Coming before Messiah War. Whoops, I still understood what was going on quite well, so I'm not going to be particularly bothered about that. And I was now going to read AVX, but it's in a physical copy, and quite frankly, I don't know if I can stand having my hands out of these blankets for that long, because it is absolutely freezing. So I think I'm going to leave it for when I'm slightly warmer or when the heating's kicked in. So I'm just going to bug around on YouTube for the rest of the day, to be honest, and maybe read some fanfic or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm not reading physical books, so I'm going to be really boring. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with what you've read this week, and if you've read any of the books that I've read, and what you thought of AVX, though no spoilers, please and thank you. I'll also leave a link down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out. If you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye.